Okay, so today I'm going to show you a complete video on how to set up this white wooden cabinet. I'm going to make this whole cabinet, make it set up, and also show you how it looks and do a final review after I make this whole thing. This is the box that it comes in, very nicely packed. Let me open it and show all the parts to you. Okay, you can see I have placed all the parts. One thing to note is this thing is connected by a red string because they want you to be careful because this has all the screws and everything. So you might feel like a filler piece, but it's not. It actually has all the screws. So you need to be super careful not to lose this because this has all the things that you need. And there is also this actual manual here. You don't need the manual. You can just follow my instructions. I'm going to show you detailed instructions. I've also laid out all the pieces. Notice there are two glass windows. You need to be careful about that as well, not to break it accidentally. So please keep them safely. Also this thing, this sliding kind of stuff, you need to be careful that you don't accidentally throw it away. But now you can see all the parts are laid out here. This is what you are going to make. Okay, so this is the piece number 1. Notice this line here with 4 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4 on both the sides and 1 center hole. This is piece number 1. And when you remove the screws, you will notice one which says A. Okay? Which says A. You want to remove 4 screws from here. From A. 4 screws. Do it. You are going to put them in the smaller holes. So notice this here. 1, 2, 3, here 3 and 4, and you need to use a Phillips head screwdriver, something like this, to just put it inside. That's all you need to do first. So panel number 1, 4 A screws. Next you will notice this bag which has P and O. So O is the screw and P is this kind of a notch. You need to remove this. It only has these 2 things. And what you essentially want to do is you want to just put this inside this center hole here. Don't tighten it right now because we might adjust it a little bit. But essentially you are just going to put this inside here and use a Phillips head screwdriver to put it inside. Something like this. Okay, just putting this inside. Okay. Right, you can see it also says panel number 1 here on the sticker on the right side. Next, so it's just the same thing that we just did. I'm just showing you the sticker. Now this is panel number 7 next. Notice the sticker 7 here. You want to make sure that you are looking at the 7 because they all look very, very similar. So you want panel number 7. And what you essentially want to do is this 7 and 8. Notice the sticker number 8 here. They all go together. So what this means is, notice the 2 screw holes for the 8 and for the 7 here in the center. It will go something like this. And what you want is you want 2 of the C piece. This one. This kind of wooden pieces. And what you want to do is you want to take 2 of these. This is a new thing that we are opening. And what you want to take 2 of these out and put it inside these 2 here on number 7, and then you are going to place number 8 in here. You might have to adjust it a little bit, something like this, and you can see how it went inside. And this is the step 1 is complete. Next we are going to go to step 2. Okay, so let me see, where is it written? Okay, so here on the top it says number 2. So notice how I am placing it. Number 2 here, and then let's see number 3. Once again here on the top it says number 3. So you can see, right, this is the bottom part and this is the top part. So the bigger holes are at the bottom part. You want to place it like this, 2 here and 3 here. Next you want screw A's again. A as in apple. Okay, and what you essentially want to do is you want to start putting all of these screws. Notice these small screws here, right? You want to start putting screw number A. So it is 1 here right next to this line. 2, and then 3, and then the same on the opposite side. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now once you are done with this, next exactly opposite it, right? Exactly opposite here on the same board. Parallel. 1, 2, and 3. And same here on this side as well. 1, 2. Notice I am using the same screws everywhere. Exactly the same screws everywhere. Note you don't want to put it in the bigger hole. Okay. Now 2 more screws. And here in the top right corner and on this corner here. Top left corner for the other one. And here right next to the bottom you will notice there are this another hole here of the similar size. Once again here we are going to put 1 screw, and here we are going to put another screw. So in total each board has 8 screws, so total 16 A screws. We are going to put them in. Essentially 6 like right in front of each other on both the boards, and then 1 here and 1 on the corner. Same 6, and then 1 here and 1 on the corner. These are all A screws. We are going to tight all of them up with the Phillips head screwdriver. Now this is the small panel number 11. Notice the sticker 11. Same thing, you want to take 4 screws A, and you are going to put them in this 4 here using a Phillips head screwdriver. Three. And 4. So using a Phillips head screwdriver, you are just going to put it inside here like this. You can see it's very easy. Yeah. So 11 and 4 A screws. Okay. Next is number 12. Notice the sticker here 12. I am putting it here. Next we have number 13. Right opposite it. Notice the 2 lines are facing each other. And then you have number 14. So 12, 13 and 14. Notice how I am placed all of them. The lines are all facing inwards. Next you want screw number E. Screw E. Right? You have to be very careful because D and E look very very similar. So make sure you are looking at E as in elephant and not D. Okay? You want to take 4 of these E screws out. 2 for here and 2 for here. Okay, next what you want to do is you want to turn it around so that you are looking at the hole, right? Notice how I just flipped it up. And from inside you are going to put screw number E and connect it 12 to 14. And same here in the second hole as well. Connect the screws 12 to 14. So basically you are connecting 12 and 14 with screw E. And just use a Phillips head screwdriver. Next, we are going to connect number 13 to 14. Same as we connected 12 to 14, we are going to use screw E, E as in elephant. And we are going to put the screws from the outside here. Okay, so you can see from outside, I am connecting 13 to 14. And you need like a screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver to do this. And just tighten it like this. And same here. Just use the fruit and you can see how smoothly it goes in. And you are going to connect it. This is number 15. Notice the sticker here. So you want that to be at the bottom. And what we are going to do is this thing that we have created, we are going to slide this panel in. Okay, you might want to adjust it a little bit. But it will essentially go in. It won't be flush because this part here will go into the number 11 that we had just made some time back. If you remember, before making this we made number 11. And that is where they both fall in, right? So all I did was slide number 15 in and then flip it around like this. and then you are going to put the cover. So this is number 11. Okay, and essentially this, if you notice, this edge here will essentially go over this thing here, and it will essentially make the first drawer. So yeah, and notice how this thing went inside. We still need to tighten it, but you can see how this thing has gone inside here completely. So we have essentially connected 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 to make a single drawer. We are going to make an, okay. This is the drawer B. These are the B as in ball. And notice you want to take 4 of them, right? And what you want to do is you want to place with the Phillips head screw on the outside, you want to put it inside these holes here. Okay, in all the 4 holes. 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. So in essentially in 12 and 13. You might need to rotate it. And once you have done this, now you need to take the Phillips head screwdriver and just tighten it. It won't go much, it will only go like 180 degrees, so like halfway, but it will tighten. And notice we have tightened it. Same on the other side, I'm just turning it around. Notice there is some small amount of gap here, right? Now notice what happens when I tighten it. Notice the gap goes away. Okay, and this is connected. So what we have essentially done is 11, 12, 13, 14 and the bottom panel 15, and we have made a drawer. We are going to do the exact same thing with the other exact same 11, 12, 13, 14. So what that means is, notice this is another number 11, and we are going to once again start with what we did previously. We are going to put 2 A screws and we are going to follow the same pattern. I am going to quickly show you. Okay, so once again I made another one exactly like same as previously, 11, and connected 4 A screws. Next I have 12, 13 and 14 placed exactly the same like we did for the last drawer, and screws E. And I am going to put the 4 E screws and connect 2 E screws and connect the 12 to 14, and on this side connect the 13 to 14, and just connect it using the Phillips head screwdriver. We connected 12, 13 to the 14th using the 4 E screws. Next, this is number 15, which I am going to slide it in. Once again, you can follow the last thing that we did for detailed instruction, but exactly the same, and slide it inside here. Make sure you adjust it a little bit so it goes in completely, and then you are going to connect the number 11 like this, exactly the same as previously, right? Once again you are going to take this 4B screws, and we are going to put it in the 4 holes here on the front side to essentially connect number 11, right? 1, 2, and just tighten it with the screw. Okay, and you can see I have created 2 of them, right? The 2 drawers. Now you want to flip the drawers around, right? And you will see this packet which has W in it. W as in wolf. And you will remove this kind of stickers here. What you want to essentially do is, you want to remove these stickers here and place them on the border of 12 and 13. So on the bottom of 12 and 13, you are going to place these stickers here. What is the way I am putting it? It's very simple. It's just like putting any stickers. So same here. And so this will help make sure that they smooth easily. So you connected these stickers to 12 and 13 of both the drawers. So now I can turn it around, and when we put it inside it, it will just slide easily. So yeah, these things are ready. Next, we are going to go to the next part. Okay, so this is the number 5. Notice the 5 here. And then this is number 9. Notice the 9 here, right? And what you want is, you want to take 2C. C as in cat. 2C. And then you need to remove 2 D screws. D as in dog. We have not opened this yet. So we are going to open this for the first time. And we are going to remove 2 D screws. Okay. So these are things we are going to use this for this step. Please follow this and follow this step as I am saying. It's much easier than what they are suggesting because it's a little bit confusing in the manual. You want to flip it around like this. Notice how I have flipped it around. One thing to note is that the big holes, right? They are on the other side. I am not facing the big hole. This is very, very important. Okay. Next, you want to pick up number 9. Okay. Now, once again, notice something. These big holes here are on my right side. So, on this side, it is completely flat. We are going to put this to C, 1 and 2 in here, and we are going to connect them. So, essentially, what I have done is I have connected number 9 to number 5 via the 2C stubs, wooden stubs. Next I am going to put, you can see how it is almost like standing of sort. Next I am going to take the D screw that I have removed. These are really big ones. And I am going to put it inside here and inside here. So this will tightly connect number 9 to number 5. And just use a Phillips head screwdriver like this to drive it inside. Yeah. Now this is number 4. And I'm taking C, the C stubs, C as in cat. I'm putting them 2 on this side here. Okay. And now these are screw M. They come in a separate packet called as M. Just 2 screws. I'm opening them for the first time. I removed them for this step. Notice number 4 has this big edge. One has like nice finished one and one has unfinished wooden one. The wooden one will go inside. And what we are going to do is we are just going to place it here inside this thing. Next we are going to take this screw M as in monkey. And we are going to put this inside the holes here. And then we are going to I also have this gun that I can use sometimes when I think something is difficult. But you can do everything using this Phillips head screwdriver. So here you can see the way I am doing it. And same here. And just tighten it. And yeah. Okay, now both of these panels are number 6. Notice the number 6 here. 6 and 6. And from this packet I have removed the 2 G's. G as in goat. And I'm going to place it over here like this on number 6. So what that means is, notice these 2 holes here. This should be facing outside. The 2 magnetic things should be facing outside. So I'm placing it here, and exactly the same on number 6 here as well. I'm putting it here. Next you want to take this screw F. Now this is a new packet that we are going to open. We have not used them yet. And we are going to remove the 2 screws. 1, 2 and the 2 here as well. Notice they stick to the magnet. So okay. Once again you are going to take a Phillips head screwdriver and we are going to put them in here. And just connect this thing to this here. Same on this one. And exactly the same we will do it here as well. Okay, so you can see both of them are connected and I have placed them here like it is, right? Next we are going to connect a lot of things together. Okay, now I wanted to notice this is number 3. You want to be very, very careful not to pick up 2 but number 3. And you can always double check here. Notice number 3 here. Please do not make the mistake and make sure that this line is facing in here like this. Okay, next. This is something, the number 6 that we just created with the magnet. And this is the number 5 that we had created some time back with this panel here. And notice how I am putting it here over here. This is number 5. That is, this one is number 5. And this is number 8 which we created at the start. So essentially you want to get all of these pieces together, and then these are the C screws. C as in cat. And what you want to do is on number 3 here at the bottom, you want to put these 3. Okay. Next we are going to make this horizontal like this. Once again notice this panel line here is at the bottom when I flip it over. Next I am going to turn around number 8 like this. So I want you to imagine that this is essentially like the front of the, the front of this thing. And what we are going to do is we are going to connect everything. So if you come from this side here, notice this screws here. I am going to just connect this thing to number 8. Notice how I am doing it. And they should all fit inside everything. Notice how they all fit inside. It should not be difficult. Everything should just fit inside. Okay. Next, I want you to notice something. The magnet is at the bottom. So what that means is you want to make sure these holes and everything is at the bottom. So don't do it like this. This is wrong because magnet is on the top. You want the magnet to be at the bottom like this. And now once again we are going to just connect these two things here like this. Okay, and same here for this one as well. We are just going to connect. Everything should just align. Yes, and you can see how this thing is connected. But now this is just placed, not technically connected. We are going to put the B screws to connect them. That we have placed, you are going to attach it from the bottom here. So if you look at here at the bottom, notice I am taking this B that we had opened previously and just putting it in here. 1, 2, and then we are going to use the screw here to tighten it. So after I tighten these two, they are kind of connected. Next we are going to tighten this. We are going to take 2 more B as in boy, and from the bottom here we are going to place these 2 screws, and then we are going to tighten it with the screwdriver. Next we are going to take another B and we are going to place it from inside here. So if you notice behind this there is like a hole. I'm going to put it inside here, and then I'm going to use the screwdriver to tighten it. It is not really easy, I acknowledge that, but there is no easy. You just tighten it. Notice how it gets closed. Same from the top here now. If you notice from the top side here, there is this hole. I'm going to put the B screw in here and I'm going to tighten it. Number 2 here. I placed it on the other side here. So once again I want you to notice this border line is inside. This border line needs to be on the inside facing here. And these 3 things at the bottom. And you are going to put this C as in cat. You are going to put these 3 wooden C stubs in here. And then you are going to flip it around. And you are just going to connect it. Same as the way you connected 3 to everything, you are now going to connect from the other side the number 2. So notice how everything just fits inside. Everything should just fit inside. Notice how I am doing it. Yeah. Okay. And then in here. Yeah. Okay. So essentially I have put it. Now obviously we need to tighten it. And once again we are going to use this B as in boy, and we are going to start connecting stuff here. So notice, let me move this aside. So this will go here and here. We are going to put the 2B inside and we are going to use the Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it. Same as what we did, we connected B here. We are going to put the 2 B's in here and connect them. And then once again, very similar to what we did for the other side here, we are going to take the 2 more B's and put them one inside here and one inside from the other side to connect. Exactly same as what we did for the opposite side. And then we are going to use the screwdriver to tighten them. Now I've connected all of this, I'm going to just flip it around so it is easier to see. So even though they don't say it, I'm just going to show it to you so that you can easily to see. And notice as soon as I flip it around, you notice there are two more things here, and you're going to put B as in ball. You're going to put them in here. Okay, and you're going to tighten them. Okay, so now these things are tightened, right? Next, we are going to make this stand up. Okay, and I want you to notice something. On the back side, we did not put anything. So in these two screws on the back side, we are once again going to put the two B's. B as in ball. It's much easier to do when it's standing up for the back from the bottom part. And you can see I am putting this in. And now all I am going to do is use the normal screwdriver to tighten it. But you can actually feel it tightening when you do it this way. So now you kind of have this thing, right? So this was the back part. Now we are going to just flip it around. And now you can once again see the front part. Once again, I want you to notice something. This kind of design is on the front side only. And the magnet is also facing the front side. That way you understand how you are viewing this thing. These are panel number 10. There are two of them. We are going to take one at a time. So I'm going to keep it on the side. And if you go to the back here, what you will notice is this whole edge on the side as well as the bottom. And what you want to do is just slide this panel inside this kind of thing here, so that it goes inside it, and make sure it goes in the bottom sliding as well. Next, I want you to notice this. This is U as in umbrella. And what we want to do is, we want to slide this inside on here. Notice how I am sliding it, so that it kind of wedges inside this thing, almost like kind of a guard or protector. Next, I am going to take number 10. Now this time there are two things to slide on the left as well as this U. There are two things to slide. Okay, and notice the way I am doing it inside this as well as in the U, sliding it in both of them, and it essentially just slides in. If you look it from the back here, panel number 10, and U in between. Number 16 and 17, you can notice here 16 and 17. And you want to 4 screws A as in apple. And you want to put them in here. 1, 2, and just use a Phillips head screwdriver to drive this in. 3, and then 4. And essentially we are just going to use the screwdriver to drive them in. Notice? Yeah. So this is number 16 and 17 that we just connected the 4 A screws, and this is number 6 with the magnet that we connected some time back. And essentially what we are going to do is, we are going to flip this around. Notice once again this thing is at the bottom. The magnet is at the bottom, and you're just going to put the screws inside the holes. Right here, and then in here. You have to adjust it a little bit, but then it should go in. Next, we are going to use the B as in ball, and 4 of them in here, right? And on the number 6, we are going to put them here. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, and then we are going to just use the screwdriver to tighten all the 4 of them. So that means 16 and 17 get connected to number 6. Number 18. Notice this number 18 here. And you want to take 6 screw A's, A as in apple. And you want to put them in these holes here. So the holes in the center. right? 2, 2. On both the sides, the holes in the middle or closer to the center. And but here on the center, it's on the opposite where the holes will be on the outside. So in here and in here. This is very difficult to describe. So please take a look carefully on how to do this. And then use the screwdriver to just put them inside. Go. Next you want to take this S as in Sierra. You want to take 2 of them, and then this is the new packet I as in India. And you want to take out 2 screws. Screw number 1 and 2, right? 2 screws. You are going to put them in these 2 things here. Notice this thing here. Yeah, where you are going to place it is like this. So notice this kind of edge that comes out. So yeah, this protruding edge, this will be at the bottom, not on the top. You are going to take the I screw and you are going to connect it like this. Then just take the screwdriver and tighten it. Simple. Okay. It will be something like this once you tighten it, right? And same for this one. Notice once again the protruding edge is at the bottom, not at the top. So it's facing downwards. And yeah, and just tighten this too. Next, you are going to take this C as in cat stuffs, 4 stuffs, and you are going to place it here in all the 4 of these here. Right, this whole thing goes inside, so you might need to press it a little bit. Okay, next, all of these things are going to be at the bottom. So I want you to keep them facing here, like this. And then what we are going to do is, we are going to connect this thing here to this thing. So what I mean by that is something like this. Yeah. This thing that goes inside here like this. And then we have D as in dog. And what we are going to do is we are going to take 4 of these D screws that we opened previously. There should only be 4 remaining at this point. And we are going to put them inside these holes here. 1, 2, very close to the 4 A screws that we have. And then just use the screwdriver to drive them in. They should go in because there is already a hole there. Yeah. Just remember the part that we made previously, which was standing up. Right? We are going to take the 4 C stubs and we are going to place them inside this 4 here. Outside. 1, 2, 3 and 4. After placing the 4 stubs here, we are going to place 1, 2 and 3, 4 here. We are going to take 2 more stubs C and we are going to place them here. And next we are going to put the whole other panel on top of this. So I am going to pick this up here. I want you to notice something. So this is facing front, right? And this whole edge or the whole line that you are seeing at the back, this is at the back. So what we are going to do is, we are just going to place it on top like this. And we need to align it a little bit. It should not be too difficult. Just a little bit of alignment. And you can notice it went inside. Yes. Right, need to align it a little bit, but essentially it should just fit inside. It's not going all the way back because of the back panel. So I'm taking a screwdriver and just pushing the back panel so that it kind of goes inside and it gets aligned. Because what is happening is that this part is essentially blocking everything. And notice, as soon as I did it, I pushed it in a few places to make it go inside, the whole thing just came out. So the back panel was essentially blocking stuff, and by doing this I have to push the back panels because they are like more flexible, so you need to make basically align them properly using a screwdriver. But I have to push front and back in different places, but essentially it gets aligned here. We are going to take the B screws again, the bigger ones, the round ones, and we are going to place them in here. 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Then we are going to use the screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, to tighten it. Okay, next we are going to take 2 more B screws, and this time we are going to place them here on this side. Inside here. Align it a little bit. Okay, you can see how it went inside. Same here as well. And just use the screwdriver to connect it. What you have done is you have essentially connected both the B's properly. Like both these center things are now properly connected. Okay, so these are number 19. Notice how the way I have placed them. One over here, so when they get connected, they are almost formed like this kind of a pattern here. And we are going to, and notice the notch on the back on the top side. Similar to what we did previously, we are just going to slide it in this notch here. And then make sure that the notch fits in here. Next, we are going to take this V. V as in Victor. And we are going to slide this notch on the left side of this thing. Let me do it this way. Smaller, it's much easier. Notice how I am sliding the notch. And then on now the V and this side notch, we are going to slide the other panel. Just slide in smoothly the way it's sliding in front of me. Might need to arrange it a little bit so that it goes inside. But essentially after doing properly, both of them will align. The notch will be slightly outside, but yeah. So they won't be flush. Slightly outside. But yeah, you can see how this pattern is forming. Next, on the top here, we are going to take the 4 C stubs, C as in cat. We are going to place them in all the 4 holes. In the 4 holes here, 1, okay, 2, it is on the outside, 4 of these screws. This is the panel number 1 that we created. We are going to just flip it so that this goes on the bottom, and we are just going to place it in here, like this. Notice, need to arrange it a little bit, but notice how quickly it went inside. I want to take the 4 B's, B as in ball, and start placing them in here. 1, 3, and 4, and then turn them 180 degrees with the Phillips head screwdriver. Just tighten them. Okay. So these are H. We are opening this for the first time. H hinges. I want to notice that it's like a 3 hinge, right? Like three sides, and the sides the 2 sides which have hinge should be at the bottom, like this. And I want to just place them like this. So don't put it like this, right? Put it like this, so that the hinge is at the bottom. Okay, 2. Once again, not to put it like this, but rather like this. The hinge is at the bottom. And same, once again, the hinge is at the bottom. Okay, Next we are going to take screw I as in India. And we are going to put the I screws in all of these. So one here, two here, and slow on. Put all the 8 screws in all the 8 of them. Okay, so these are the J, these are for the magnets, and these are screw I's, and you want to put them here like this. Same here as well. J will get connected via screw I. From this bag you need to remove this K and L. So what that means is K is the knob and L is the screw to connect the knob. Let me show you in a second. And K and L, right? You can see. And what you want to do is the screw will go from here, from inside, and the knob will come out from the outside. And you need to just use a screwdriver to tighten it. I'm going to put this in a little bit and then use the screwdriver for the remaining stuff. Yeah. Notice how it is going in. And then I'm going to just use the screwdriver to tighten it from the inside. Okay. So I'm for this thing because it's just much easier. I'm now on the glass doors. I'm putting this edge with the 2 screws I. Once again I want you to notice the hinge. There are 2 corners but the hinge is at the bottom. And we are going to just connect these 2 I screws here like this. Okay. And then once again 2 screws here, same. 2 here and then 2 here again. Exactly same as what we did previously. Before we are going to connect the J with the 2 small I screws, right? So each one J, one screw. So one J and one I screw. So one screw here and the second screw over here, and we are going to tighten. And this will be essentially be used by the magnets to keep the door closed. Yeah, and just tighten it. And same as before, we are going to put the screw from this side and the handle from the outside, and then tighten it. You can use this normal screwdriver or a gun or whatever, but just tighten the screw. And for this one as well. Yeah, and just tighten it. Okay, now this is number 22, and you want to just use the screws I to connect this thing to this board here. Screw 1 and screw 2, and then screw 1 and screw 2. Okay, next this glass door number 23 we are going to connect to this here. Once again using the screw eyes, we are just going to connect this hinges here to this door using the screw eye, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so if you tighten the screws correctly, notice how it closes. If you think the magnet is not powerful enough, which I do feel slightly, then you might want to just bring this a little bit ahead, because this thing is movable. You can loosen the 2 screws here and move it a little bit ahead or a little bit behind. It really depends on your choice. But essentially you can see this thing is now connected. Number 20. Once again you want to make sure that the knob is on the top and the magnet is at right below it, and you are placing it like this, and you are going to use the eye screws once again to connect the door to this wooden panel. So 4 of them, right? So essentially connect here and then use the Phillips head screwdriver to tighten it. Okay, so I connected this door and you can see this closes. Now number 21 on this left side here. Same thing, 4 eye screws are going to be used to connect this thing here. 1. You need to adjust this a bit, and if there are 2 people it's just much easier. Notice how I did it with one person, and put it in a little bit and put all the 4 screws in little bit. Don't tighten them all of them together, but put all the 4 screws in little bit and then tighten them, then it would make your life much more easier. You get much more better control on the alignment. This and opens without any issues, so I know I've done everything correctly. Next we are going to put the 11 drawers. I want you to understand something, this is very important. These things should just slide in, and this is help us protect us, so it doesn't fall out. So you will have to push it in a little bit. Notice how so basically it won't go in right normally. You just push it. So you need to like turn it around like up. So notice this is not going in. I'm going to flip it around and then put it inside. Now it is. Now the nice thing is that even if you pull, it won't fall because the tab will catch it. So it won't fall down on you. Once again in here, don't push. If you push, you might not go in. Flip it around like this and then slide it in. And now notice these two things are in, and once again, even if you lose, it won't fall because it will get stuck here. Yeah, and you can see now this kind of thing is ready. Okay, next we are going to just turn this thing around. So you can see it from the back here. N as in north, and this is F. Notice how I am placing this thing here. You want to place it like this, and you are supposed to place it and connect it here like this. Slide it in, right? And then you are just going to connect it into this corner. Essentially, if you notice this here, this small part here, this small thin line will slide it in between those two things. So it almost like, okay, and slide inside. And then you're going to use the F screw to put it inside and tighten it. Essentially, after connecting, I put them back. And now, if you notice, everything closes and works perfectly. Now, it's a matter of deciding where to go. Now, if you look at the top here, if you notice this thing here, there is this thing where you can put this screw. So what you want to do is once you decide where you want to put it, drill a hole and put the anchor in. And then in the anchor, you are going to put the screw so that it does not tip over. So this is Q screw is for tip over protection that they have provided. So that's what we are going to do. And yeah, the cabinet is ready. Actually looks really nice, and it's exactly what I'd hoped for. The drawers also don't fall down or anything, and it looks nice and matches everything. And the color is white, so it goes with almost everything. So yeah, very happy with it. Looks great, and